Can you tell when people are being performative?
Some people that I can just tell as they're like fake in person, they're also fake online. Like it's kind of telling of like a personality trait if you like come off as like performative online.
Hello, friend, and welcome. I'm Tammy Enfield, brand strategist, marketing expert, and creator of the Candid content framework. Through conversations with creators just like you and sharing stories from brands and thought leaders, we'll harness the power of authenticity and give you the confidence to create content that empowers you and your audience. If you're ready to build a kinder, more empathetic world, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Candid Content Revolution.
Well, you guys are in for a treat today. Although I'm a little biased. I get to talk to one of my very favorite people, my daughter, Addison, my 18-year-old daughter, joined me on the podcast to discuss all things social media. I asked her some questions about what I was curious as to how she uses social media. We tell some stories about what impact social media has had on her in terms of what she's learned and how she looks up information, what she, just all the things that she uses social media for. And I'm pretty excited to share this candid conversation with you. I think some important pieces to note, from a marketing standpoint, because that is what I do. Gen Z is definitely, if we assume Addison's use of social media is like her peers, Addison values peer content, like peer-created content, more than brand content, which for a marketer who creates branded content, I wouldn't say it's concerning. She's not my demographic. But for those of you where, Gen Z is your demographic, you may want to consider some influencer marketing or some UGC, user-generated content for some of your stories. Her take on why she goes to TikTok for tutorials versus YouTube is interesting. I think it's because, she says it's because it's more authentic. I did not pay her to say that. But she talks about how going to TikTok to learn things versus YouTube, it feels less, curated. It's more formal on YouTube, where TikTok is more of a casual experience. We talk a little bit about Visco as a social media platform. That's one that I don't hear talked about very much, but it is utilized between her, her and her friends, and how she uses Instagram and how people communicate and how to choose what photos go on Instagram versus Visco and where she gets her news. And it's just a really easy, casual conversation between the two of us. And I hope, if you do have children her age or younger, it's, always good to just have these conversations with them as to how they're using social and what they learn from it, what they see, what they get. It's a conversation Addison and I have had a lot. She has been on social for a long time. So is her brother. And it's just something that is a common combo in our house. Happy to share one with you guys. You may enjoy our banter. You may not. I don't know. Yeah. Welcome Addison Enfield to the podcast. And I hope you enjoy our conversation as much as I did. Hi, Addison.
Hi, Mom.
Been waiting all summer to do this.
Yeah. You've asked me a couple times.
I have. I usually start out my podcast by saying, introduce yourself and let people know what you do and where you are right now in the world.
Okay. I'm Addison Enfield. I just recently graduated from high school. Right now, I am in Stillwater at Hotel Crosby.
We're doing a little getaway before she leaves for college. We get to do a spa day tomorrow, and she agreed to do the podcast here tonight for fun. So much fun. So I'm really excited to have you on, Addison, because I think you're really smart and you have a high EQ, like emotional intelligence. And I think your perspective on social media and authenticity and content is really cool. And I think everyone else will too. So I'm just going to fire questions at you and you have to answer them.
Okay, deal.
Easy. Okay, so first off, what's your favorite social media platforms?
The ones that I use the most, the one that I use the most is Snapchat. That's kind of like a more like communication style social media. Other than that, I use TikTok, Instagram, and Visco.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the people listening to this will know, obviously, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. Visco is one that I'm not sure is widely popular among my age group.
Because you're old.
Thank you. Can you tell everybody what Visco is?
I think my peers use it as more of like a photo dump of photos that you don't necessarily want to post on Instagram, but want to post and have people see. And then it just like goes on a feed.
Why wouldn't you want to post some of those photos on Instagram?
So when I post on Instagram, it's only like big things that happen in my life that I have multiple pictures for. Trips, sometimes like a summer recap post, end of season cross country or track. I did one for graduation, like big things that happen in my life. For Visco, I'll post like a picture that I took on like a date night with my boyfriend, or that I like don't necessarily post, like have like multiple pictures of that I want to post.
Does it have to do with filters and the pictures not being... My assumption is that they're not Instagram worthy because they aren't filtered or perfectly posed, or maybe you don't like your hair in one, or...
No, I like all the pictures that I post on Visco. I'll post like a picture that we took today at the bridge on Visco. Like I'm not going to do a full Instagram post because I'm not going to have enough pictures. I always do 10 pictures on Instagram, compile together.
Mm-hmm.
Visco's more just a one day thing. Or like I posted that outing that I had with Rita and Emerson and Abby. I posted a picture of that
On Visco.
On Visco.
So it doesn't necessarily have to do with like picture perfect.
No.
Okay. I assumed it did. So now I know. Do you think other people see it that way?
No. Because a lot of the pictures people post anywhere are what they assume to be picture perfect.
Okay.
I think. In my generation, at least. Like things people post online are things that they like of themselves.
Okay. When I'm so curious as to like, when I see, we're going to use some old people examples like me. So when I see friends post pictures of a vacation and they're all beautiful photos. Now I take a lot of photos and I post a lot of photos of vacations. I make sure in my captions to talk about like, this is what I loved, and the teenagers were teenaging, and I try to be as real as possible because obviously we're sharing the highlights, but obviously there was low points to every trip too. And I think what happens, especially among, let's say, new parents or whatever, they compare their vacations to other vacations, or they compare their experiences to others, and they feel maybe a little less than because nothing is as perfect as it shows up online. Do you compare your experiences to others? So if someone posts 10 photos of their summer trip, do you feel better or worse about yours? Do you compare?
No.
No? Do you think that's true of everyone or just you?
I'm not really sure. I think a lot of people will post pictures of their trips, and I think a lot of people, like, when they post pictures of trips, it's either one you post because you want it on your feed, or I feel like some people in my generation will post for the clout.
Yeah.
And like,
look where I got to go.
Yeah, and try to get a mass amount of comments about like, oh, it was so pretty, like, all those pictures are gorgeous, like, I wish I was there, that kind of thing. But I always just post my vacations because I want my Instagram feed to be a representation of the big things that have happened in my life, like the places that I've been.
When something happens, such as a breakup, do you delete parts of your life off of Instagram?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, we do.
Why? If it was like a part of your life and it tells the story of you, why are those photos removed?
I think there's a few reasons. I think one of them is because Instagram is used in my generation as like a dating platform. Like all social media is and if a guy who might be interested in me looks on my Instagram page and sees an ex, they won't know it's an ex. They'll think we're still dating. And then it's like not used for that reason.
You?
Yeah. Or if they were interested in me, they won't necessarily, DM is never used for that type of thing. It's more of just like, oh, you think someone's cute in class, look them up on Instagram to see what their like life is like. And if they're taken, so then if it looks like
they have a girlfriend or boyfriend,
then they won't add them on Snap or talk to them in person, or there's that reason. And then
we could have a whole episode about your guys's like
rules.
Oh my god.
Rules.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like we're talking, but we're not dating.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep up. What if you're interested in someone and they don't have a social media presence? I was just curious if people don't have a social media presence, if that means that like they don't exist.
No, they do.
Okay. I'm curious so this whole podcast is about like the power of authenticity and showing up as yourself for two things. One, from a brand perspective, as like a marketer, it immediately builds trust when people see that you're being authentic and not performative. So you're not always showing the perfect pieces of life. Usually there's some story and there's some challenges and how I overcame them. And here's parts of me being sad or parts of, whatever. From a brand perspective. From a mental health capacity, which I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I think I have talked to you about mental health since you were in second grade.
Yeah.
If not before.
Whenever I could fathom it.
I don't know if you fathomed it in second grade, but anyway. From a mental health perspective, I have found that I feel better if I'm not masking online. And I did have a conversation not too long ago with Stacy on my podcast who said some people mask in favor of their mental health. Like they show up in a way that it maybe seems masking, but to protect their mental health. So there's two sides to that coin, which I didn't necessarily take into consideration. I feel better. My mental health does better if I show up as I truly am. And people usually are kind-ish. Curious as to when you're looking at content, can you tell or do you follow people that seem to be doing it just for the likes? Or can you tell, or do you feel better about yourself when you're posting something online? I'm just curious from a teen, young adult mental health capacity for social media. So
you're asking if I post to make myself feel better?
Two things. One, when you're posting, do you feel better about yourself with or without all likes? With or without the likes?
Okay.
Or do you need the likes to feel good?
Okay.
And B, when you're following people and they're posting what seem to be real things, do you connect with them better, or can you tell if they're being performative?
Okay.
Like people being fake online.
Yeah. I think when I post, obviously it's nice when people like the post.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously feels good to get those comments, but I think when I post, it's more for my records, almost. I go and look back through my Instagram posts a lot more than I feel like people would expect. And then same with my Visco. I'll just scroll down to Visco and I can see where I was.
Can you tell when people are being performative?
I think to an extent, yes. Because a lot of the people that I follow are just people that I go to school with.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know them as a person. It's there's some people that I can just tell as they're fake in person, they're also fake online. It's kind of telling of a personality trait if you come off as performative online.
What about brands? Do you follow any brands?
I don't usually follow.
Do you follow, where did we shop? We shopped at REI.
I don't follow REI.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
What about?
I follow
Hoka.
No.
You don't even follow your favorite running shoes?
I don't think so.
Just pulling out your phone, y'all. Any brands? Do you follow brand yourself? Oh yeah, she's proven it. I haven't posted on that though.
I follow Photographer Redbird Hills. That's another one. I don't follow brands like that usually, because then it just like takes up my whole feed.
Okay. You don't think those brands post anything that would be educational, or
I follow Nike. Nike running though, it's different.
but you don't follow Hoka?
No. Atlanta Track Club?
I follow Atlanta Track Club too because you went to a running camp.
Yes. No, like literally.
What's the Stride Report? That's not a brand.
That's not a brand. Garmin. I follow Garmin. I follow KYMN.
Do you see posts from Garmin? Do you like them? Do you learn things?
I don't know the last time I saw a post from Garmin.
Oh, you will now because
we're talking about it in front of my phone. I don't really follow clothing brands, like places that I buy from. It's more of like, I don't know if I call it like a brand. It probably is a brand, but like the Stride Report or like Minnesota Track Hub.
I think those are, well, I would define them as influencers.
Yeah, but it's like, it's more informative. Like it's information being put out about, like Minnesota Track Hub posts about
who funds
top people in the state.
Who funds them? How do they get their dollars?
Well, I don't know who Minnesota Track Club, but Ice Cold cross country, that's just ran by a high school coach.
Really?
Yeah, who just like is so into
their time
that he just has an Instagram page.
We were having a conversation over dinner about what we were going to talk about, and I find it fascinating. So Addison is getting ready to go to college, and she got a new laptop, new Mac. Apple, if I'm trying to get sponsors, maybe Apple would do it.
You're funny.
And you looked at TikToks on how to set up your computer. And now I have used a computer, probably the same, because I just transfer everything from computer to computer to computer. So I have like years worth of shit on this desktop. And I asked Addison if while we were here she could fix mine. She looked at me and she said, no, I'll just throw it away. But you go to TikTok. Tell me your thought process. Like you have this brand new computer.
Yeah. So I think well, let's just back up, because before I got the computer, I was making up a packing list. I made a whole spreadsheet of all of the things that I was going to accumulate to bring to college. And
my daughter is very typing.
And I looked on TikTok for that too, because a lot of people on TikTok, especially like with this transition, there's a lot of people posting about, most of them are recent college freshmen. They just got done with freshman year and they're sharing their experiences with move-in and dorm shopping and setting up their MacBook and what worked for them freshman year after they figured it out and like all that stuff.
And are these normal people that you follow, or do they have?
I don't even follow. I look it up on the search bar. I say,
and then you
dorm packing list, complete. I just like looked up.
Are these
dorm college?
Do you think these are these brands that are putting this together? Do you look?
No.
Do you know?
It's not brands. It's just individual people who post.
And why are they doing it?
Because they want to.
Are you gonna do one?
No.
Oh,
I don't want to.
Okay.
But yeah, I just like looked them up, and then some people just on TikTok, you can post a compilation of photos and then people just like scroll through them. Some people just post pictures of their spreadsheet, picture after picture after picture, and you can just copy. So I did that for some. I looked at multiple lists, because there's like some things some lists had and some lists didn't have. And then there would be like, oh, I want that on there from one TikTok. And then, oh, I need that too from a different TikTok.
I would just go and try to find a spreadsheet that existed somewhere. And
I mean, they probably did exist. There was probably some TikToker with it in their bio, but I was just making my own.
Okay. So you have the spreadsheet and you realize you need a computer.
Yep. So we went and bought the computer, and then since I had looked up college dorm packing list, my algorithm on TikTok said, oh, you're going to college.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are going to have a MacBook. You are going to have an iPad.
They seem to know I'm the mother of a soon-to-be college freshman.
So then they started just throwing random, set up my MacBook with me for college onto my TikTok feed. I'm like, oh, that is cool. So then all of a sudden, then you go to your search bar and you say, set up my MacBook with me in the search bar. That's what you say. And then all of these people will just set up my MacBook with me. And it's a bunch of like they'll like walk you through what apps, like widget apps that they have on their thing, how to use them, what widgets they used. And I literally just like went through, there was some people with different widgets. I was like, oh, I want that one. Like, that'll be useful. Oh, I want a Post-it note on mine for a to-do list. Like, that'll be useful. I want to put pictures.
Did you use the Post-it notes that were in Apple? Or did you?
No, I downloaded a different one.
Oh, because they weren't pink?
They weren't square.
They are square.
No, but I wanted it like a big square. It needed to fit the spot and I could move it.
Okay, well, I could show you how to do that.
Anyway.
She doesn't need it, folks. Nobody wants to follow how I set up my computer.
No, it looks like shit.
It looks like my brain.
Yeah.
Pure and utter chaos with 1,000 open tabs.
Mhm.
That's my brain.
And then
So you go to TikTok. So do you ever go on YouTube?
I did look on YouTube for a MacBook setup thing, but I think they're more like, I want to say like, not like relevant. I don't know what word I'm trying to say. Like,
Is it older content on YouTube and newer on
No.
TikTok? No.
it's more just not like super sophisticated on TikTok. Like, it's just someone who's sitting there.
More authentic?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
authentic on TikTok.
Just like
Someone just sitting there, like filming themselves and then flipping the camera around and showing their computer and what they're doing.
And that's the type of content you like. See, this is the whole premise of this podcast.
Yes,
Is like
that's what I want. Rather than
power-
someone
like-
who has like
a tutorial and
On
screen
YouTube.
sharing and
Yes.
music in the background
Yep.
and big. So like the talking head videos loosely work.
it's not really a talking head though.
But they're holding it, talking
No.
to it, and then they show the computer.
Well, it was like they were holding it for the intro, and I don't know if they were even holding it. It was like a lot of them are just like set up their phone like on a desk, and then they'll sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and then they'll flip their camera around and just hold it, and then like you can see their finger on the mouse as they're like doing it. But it'll like be cut.
It feels real.
It
It feels real.
Yeah.
But it's edited.
There was also some that I looked at, like set up my Google Calendar, because then I was like, oh yeah, I probably need to do that because I'm gonna use Google Calendar, and I wanted it to be pink. Figured out how to change my mouse color to pink on TikTok.
Addison has embraced her love for pink.
Yeah.
She felt shame embracing pink in late middle school. Like
Yeah.
you felt you
Like
couldn't
middle school, early high
you
school.
couldn't do the pink. You had to like something else. And now, folks,
I just love my pink.
she
I've embraced my forever love for pink that I've always had,
pink.
but sheltered it.
Oh God, her roommate likes pink. Maybe not this much.
Same with
but
Notion.
going to. Oh my God, I can't notion. Yeah.
No, okay, that was a struggle bus, and I made a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, but there's a lot of templates on Notion that probably college students have made for their student planner or whatever. They're just so extra. I don't want that. I just wanted an assignment tracker. So I figured out how to make a pink assignment tracker on Notion on TikTok.
So you're using the
that I've
free.
done on my laptop.
And have you paid for anything?
No.
So it's all free.
Yep.
Well, no, because I bought the computer.
Well, yeah, but we got a lot of money off.
Okay, so I'm really curious as to, you said you were shopping the other day with Rita, and you were at the Mall of America. We're in Minnesota. So she went to the Mall of America. You were looking for a specific store that Easton, Addison's brother, my 11-year-old, wanted to go to some fishing store that he had seen on.
Probably YouTube shorts. Because he doesn't watch TikTok, he watches YouTube shorts.
Well, I hope not. Well, whatever. There'll be some haters that say 11-year-olds shouldn't be on YouTube, but he watches fishing videos for.
Yes.
Anyway, he wanted to go to this fishing store. So you guys walk in,
Yeah, we're
Now-
talking, we're like, okay, Easton, where's this fishing store?
and he's
He's
like,
like, I don't know. I was like, what's it called, Easton? He's like, I don't know. I was like, what the hell? So then me and Rita we go to one of those Mall of America directories, and we're looking up like fishing, bait shop, and there's just nothing. So then we go on TikTok. We didn't go to Safari or like Maps or whatever. We went to TikTok first, and we were like, fishing store in the Mall of America. All of a sudden, boom. There's just this like, this fishing store, and we're like, okay, where's this shit? And then we realized all these videos are from like 2023, and then it was a pop-up.
bummer.
Yeah. So we didn't.
But I find it so interesting you guys went. I would never occur to me to go to TikTok to try to find something like that. I absolutely would go to like fishing store near me, fishing store, Mall of America.
Well, yeah, and we did actually, after we like saw it there, because we kind of looked at dates and it was like kind of late, but we didn't know if it was like a real store. So then we went to Maps and we were looking up, and it did say it was still there. But then we went to the area that it was on all 3 levels, and it wasn't there. So it was just probably a pop-up somewhere. or just like didn't do well. Because who goes to the Mall of America for fishing stuff? Nobody.
Well, Easton James.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't go to the Mall of America for fishing stuff.
No, we went to Fleet Farm. We went to Fleet Farm. Okay, so how you use social media is so different. Which platforms you use? I would say I spend most of my time on Instagram and LinkedIn.
I don't use LinkedIn. I don't have an account on LinkedIn.
You will.
I've never.
By the time you graduate college, when you start to look for a job, because it's like the professional platform.
I can probably look for a job on TikTok.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks.
She's
gonna find a job.
I could probably.
She's gonna find a job on TikTok. Oh my God. The other thing that I think is interesting is you educate yourself a lot on TikTok. So not only like how to set up your computer and like what you should get for your dorm room, but mental health wise. How did you were watching it? I don't know if it was a TikTok or an Instagram when we got in the car and it was about running or about like nutrition is a big thing at our house.
Yeah.
But do you follow any, I would call them thought leaders in the female athlete nutrition?
I follow a few college runners that I've just found. These are mostly on Instagram, not TikTok. TikTok, I follow like maybe 90 people on TikTok. It's just like friends. Like I don't follow people on TikTok. It's more just like the For You page is just loaded with things that I like because I like stuff.
Are you seeing no fishing stuff?
No.
Okay.
But on Instagram, I know two for sure, like college athletes. One runs at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. That I saw her one day on my Instagram reels and was like, no, she's pretty cool. Follow her. Then I follow this girl named Ashley. I forgot where she ran.
Why did you choose to follow them?
One of them they'll post like, oh, like, come on a run with me. And it's like their 7-mile run and they'll show like, oh, here's my pace. But as like a college athlete, it's like different because like when you're running Division I, you're expected to be running 7:30 pace for an easy run as a female athlete, which I don't run that pace.
Same.
I run like 8:30s, 9s even. And it's just these people just being real on hard days and wake up with me to go bring my boyfriend on a run. So I follow those two and then a few like the Stride Report.
Yeah, I understand why you follow those. I'm curious. We had a conversation about how one of the people you follow, and I think she was also a graduate with you, and she was just posting like a day in the life or follow me.
Megan. Hi, Megan. I love you, Megan.
But you were like, it's so inspiring. Like, look at this. This is just so inspiring to follow. She's being so real. She's being really authentic.
Yeah. Well, she's such a kind soul. I love Megan Carl. She's a grade younger than me, so she's going to be a senior this year. But I knew that she like had the lifestyle blogger type of Instagram, but she didn't post on it as much as she was until this summer. Like this summer, she kind of like really got into it. And like during the track season too, like towards the end. And now she just posts all these, what I eat in a day as a teen to feel my best. And then what she does, because she's kind of training for track right now, I think, or just keeping in shape, just to feel good about herself. And like everyone wants to do. Like you just want to feel good about yourself and feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was so motivated by her because I know her personally.
Mm-hmm.
And not that other people don't motivate me to go do stuff, but knowing her and knowing that she's getting out of her shell and knowing that all of Northfield High School can see all these videos on her Instagram, but she's just doing it because she wants to share.
Can they though? She might be private.
No, she's not.
Oh, so I could go follow her?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is really inspiring to me too, just like fully being yourself and wanting to share your lifestyle and help other people be motivated to do these things and help people get ideas of what to eat or get ideas of a workout to do. Because sometimes she'll post and it'll be a reel of her, but in the corner, it's just a picture of her notes app with her workout in it.
Oh.
So you can just screenshot it and it's right there. Huh. I was in like a rut. I wasn't training. I didn't train for like a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
One whole week.
Yeah. Well, it was more than that because I went on the trip.
I know. I'm teasing. Blowing my mind this summer on how much she's trained by herself and to stay motivated. And some of that motivation has come from social media, which I think is really freaking cool. Now, you have no desire to share.
No. Well, I mean, I do, but I also just, like, maybe I'll do something in college when I'm running, but I don't know. I didn't want to do it in high school. I think part of that is just being a little embarrassed about it. And like, I admire Megan for like not giving a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like she just public account.
I think it's brave.
I think it's super brave, courageous.
Megan, if you want to come on the podcast,
Yeah.
let me know. All right. What else have we not talked about, Addison? There's like mental health wise, social can be good. We all know social can be bad. I'm more interested in how it makes you feel better, not worse.
Yeah, I think, well, the video that I was talking about this morning, that was on Instagram. It was actually from, you asked about like nutritionists and dietitians. I follow a few because I went through like a whole thing with, I was injured a lot, probably had REDS, which is relative energy deficiency syndrome in sports. And it's when you don't take in enough calories to suffice the amount that you're expending, plus the amount that your body naturally expends just living and running the organs inside you. Mm-hmm. And when you don't do that, your body starts to slowly like shut down the organs that it doesn't see as
That's why girls don't
primary.
Yeah, that's why girls don't get their periods.
Yes. So the first organ to shut down is your reproductive system for both males and females. And REDS isn't just females, it's both genders. But yeah, a lot of people think it's normal to lose your period, but it's not. You should have a regular cycle. You should be ovulating. You should be getting a weekly.
And have you learned that in health class at school? No. Or is this that you've learned this on social?
It is not. Yes, it is not. It was not talked about. Not even my coaches never talked about it. And like when I was a freshman or like a sophomore, even like sophomore year was the year that I ran too much, I think. I ran like a lot, and that's because I had big ambitions of going to Division I, and I wanted to be running 60-mile weeks by the time I was a senior in high school so that I could be able to do that, but slowly realized that that is not what my body wants to do, and that's not what a lot of bodies want to do. But I think through social media, I like slowly realized that like, oh shit, this is not normal. I shouldn't be feeling exhausted all the time. I shouldn't be irritated all the time. I shouldn't be not getting my period. And I shouldn't be breaking bones. Like my bones should not be this fragile, and my bone density should not be this low. I was like, okay, what's wrong with me? And I didn't know REDS was a thing until all of my TikTok searching, Instagram searching, like Google searching, like all of this stuff that I like just researched on like why I was getting all of these injuries and feeling like shit all the time. And I narrowed it down to REDS because I wasn't taught how to eat. You're not taught when you go into a sport, like especially endurance sports like Nordic, anything like Nordic, cross country, track and field, like swimming, any endurance sport, how much your body is expending and how much your body needs to be intaking.
Well, I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, it's different. Well, and bodies burn calories differently too. Yeah. Like some bodies burn calories really fast, some bodies don't.
I do remember when I was swimming, we were on like was a long time ago because I'm old, but I want to say we're told how many calories to eat.
Yeah. And see, that is also bad too now because of eating disorders.
Yeah.
And REDS isn't classified as an eating disorder.
No, because it's more about...
It's a deficiency and you don't really know that you're doing it.
But now, bringing it back to...
social media.
How you learned about this and on social, it's because you found other people talking about the same symptoms you had?
Same symptoms, and I also found like dietitians who would talk about just the importance of the one that I follow is the dietitian runner.
Mm-hmm. Did you buy some classes from her?
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, those were great. But she just like talked about how like because she also runs, which is super helpful when you're trying to learn about like nutrition for runners. And she would just talk about like how like much you should be eating and like you should have snack right after you run, and it should be carbs, protein.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those. And like,
no, you did take this information and you did talk to your physical, like I remember us going to the doctor and talking to the nutritionist. I'm trying to like, don't take medical advice from our tiny conversation here. On the Candid Content Revolution. Like we took her thoughts of what she may have to the doctor.
Yes. And they did clarified that they did a lot of blood draws.
Yeah. So, and I know that it's happened to a few people where they find like similar symptoms and then go to the doctor. They're like, oh, this is what I have. This is what I think I have. And it's helped.
Yeah. But I found like all of these platforms and dietitians and nutritionists on social media that helped me realize it and eventually help me help myself.
I know a lot of people are scared of social and scared of letting their kids on social. I remember of my friend group, you're the oldest child in that friend. Like,
Yeah.
I have the oldest child. So Addison was on.
For like a few years.
Yeah. You were on Musical.ly before, which is now
On
TikTok.
Yeah.
Um,
That's crazy, actually. I forgot.
And I remember having conversations with all of my friends about, like, do we let them on? And, I was just like, you just have to keep the lines of communication open and make sure that they know if they see something that they feel uncomfortable with. Like, they talk. Anyway, social media has such a bad rap, but it has really helped you.
Yeah.
In many different capacities.
I'd say like 10% of the time I see things that like negatively impact me, or like social media negatively impacts me, probably because the 10% is probably because I spend too much time on it. That's probably it. But I don't think I've like seen any. Like,
where do you get your news?
Instagram, mostly. I follow Impact.
Yeah.
I follow Kamala Harris and a bunch of Democratic platforms. But
we're gee, what side of the coin are we on? Because I probably go to Facebook to get my news. You don't even have a Facebook.
No.
I don't know. I gotta find a different place to get my news. Podcasts. I get my news on podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts?
No, not really.
Do you listen to this one?
No.
Are you gonna listen to this one?
Yeah. I'll listen to this one. Not the rest of them.
Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah.
Do you want people to follow you?
Sure.
We'll link her up in the show notes.
Addison Enfield.
All right.